Hello everybody, some would say I'm the reverse, and welcome to my review for Batwoman Season 1, Episode 10, titled How Queer Everything Is Today. Let's just get right into it, and I'll tell you, this is one of the best episodes of the show so far. I definitely think the writers stepped up and made a pretty good episode, to be honest. After a few questionable ones, especially Episode 7 was the last one I can think of. Obviously, there was episode 9, which was Crisis, which I think was the weakest Crisis episode. Um, we had a really good mid-season premiere. So yeah, let's just get right into it. It starts off with a subway that is speeding past its stops, and it's revealed that it's been hacked, and Batwoman basically goes in there and uses a grappling hook thing and saves it. So, yeah, and then she gets tackled off of the train tracks or off the subway tracks because her own grappling hook, I think, almost hit her. And this cop tackles her out of the way, and she basically gets shipped online with this cop. Um, I thought this was really stupid because there was conflict. Like, this was actually a source of conflict in this episode, which was kind of stupid. Um, I don't know. I wasn't really invested in that storyline at all. I thought it was kind of funny that people were calling him Chris Evans and Captain America a bunch. That was some funny Marvel references. Proves that the MCU is a thing in the Arrowverse. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, they just called him that because he looked a lot like Chris Evans. Kind of, I guess. But then they show Alice and Mouse a little bit, and they are at Catherine's grave, and they're having a little bit of a tea party. And Alice is just disrespectful to Catherine, pouring tea on her grave and stuff. Awesome moment because I just love Alice in this show. Um, and this is a cool moment for her. She's just super disrespectful of Catherine, and she reveals to us that, and to Mouse, that she killed Catherine for Kate because she was kind of mutual enemy, I guess. Or at least that's what Alice referred to her as. So I think that's kind of cool. That she's doing all this for Kate. That just it's a cool relationship between them because obviously they are sisters biologically. So yeah, I just think it's a really cool rivalry and relationship they have, and it's only gonna get better from here, I presume. I guess. Um, and then in that scene as well, Mouse is kind of he's basically explaining to Alice that Kate sees things differently, and that Kate doesn't want to be a part of Alice's family with Mouse and stuff, which is what Alice wants. And I just think it's cool that Mouse is kind of, you could call him the sane one. Obviously, he is insane, but he's kind of her moral compass in that partnership. Um, Not very good morals, but it is kind of cool the relationship they have. Um, it's like a brother and sister kind of relationship, and yeah, Mouse is able to see things differently than Alice is. He sees the reality of the situation that Kate doesn't want to really be part of Alice's family. It's kind of cool. Um, but Kate has a little bit of conflict with Mary because if you remember before Crisis, Kate didn't really want to believe that Alice was capable of doing something that horrible. Obviously, I'm referring to killing Catherine. And Mary kind of she kind of blames Kate for Catherine's death because Kate was unable to see the fact that Alice is that dangerous, and she's kind of blaming her. And I kind of like this conflict, to be honest. I think it is kind of believable, and it's not super CW just trying to create drama, even though it only lasts in this episode, and it obviously is there just to create drama. I think they kind of wrote it. They wrote it kind of well. I don't know why, but I just kind of liked the conflict between them in this episode. It felt realistic, at least a little bit realistic. Um, but yeah, that's really all I have to say. But then Luke and Batwoman, or Kate, they go back to the subway, and they are looking for any clues to what went on. And there's a reference to a scarecrow incident, which I wouldn't look too into that much. Just a reference to Scarecrow in this universe. I saw somebody online arguing the fact that it could be the Arkham universe because of Scarecrow. I don't know. It's definitely not the Arkham universe. It's just a reference to Scarecrow. This universe's Scarecrow and an incident that went on with a subway, I guess. Um, Also, I saw some people drawing comparisons to Batman Begins because they had the monorail subway thing and Scarecrow, but no, it's just Scarecrow from this universe had something to do with a subway, some sort of incident. That's it. So yeah. Um, and then there's a broadcast thing. Well, actually, Kate, she finds this device in the subway that's basically means someone was controlling it, which leads her to believe that it was a hacker. And then there is an emoji looking thing on all the screens, on the TV screen and on their phones. And basically, they're broadcasting to Gotham, saying they want to be wired $5 million by the end of, but just by a time limit, or they're going to reveal everyone's secrets. Um, Actually, I was kind of intrigued with this storyline at the beginning, and I'll talk about why I was kind of disappointed later in the episode or later in the review. But at this point, I was a little bit intrigued to see who this villain was going to be, and what their deal was, and who they actually are. Um, but yeah, their next attack was basically there was an interview with the mayor who's saying everyone should just calm down, um, just live their normal lives and stuff. And then his credit card number scrolled across the screen. Yeah, nothing much to say, nothing good or bad to say. It's just okay, I guess. A cool thing we got to see in this episode was Jacob in prison. We only got a few scenes with him. Um, but yeah, if you remember in episode 9, he got arrested because people think that he killed Catherine. Obviously he didn't. It was Mouse that was there impersonating him. But people don't know that, so I mean, but yeah, we got a few scenes of him in prison, which was kind of cool. Um, and he's getting, bullied, kind of, I guess bullied, threatened by a fellow prisoner. And we saw him talking on the phone with Kate and Mary. And yeah, nothing special about it, but it was kind of cool to see him in prison. And also, uh, he was, basically playing with his food, I guess, and he found a razor in his meat. Yeah, not a lot of people in there like him. I presume the chef put it in there. Obviously, the chef put it in there. So even the people that work there don't like him at all. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see if they're going to show more of him in prison, um, because I've really liked Jacob Kane as a character in this show. He's one of the better characters, I'd say, in this show, and it'll be interesting to see him in prison. Maybe he can be the Henry Allen of this show. Um, now that he's in prison, excuse me. But yeah, that'll be cool. Um, we also got a little bit of stuff with Sophie in this episode. She's not as annoying as usual. Basically, Batwoman traced the signal of the hacker to this place. She went there. The guys that were there were innocent, and she found Sophie interrogating them. She was beating the hell out of the guy, gonna shoot him in the face. And then Batwoman talked to her, and turns out Tyler left her. Her husband, if you don't know who Tyler is, that's Sophie's husband. She left him, or he left her. Um, Before Crisis, they did have a little bit of marital conflict. I didn't expect him to leave her because it seemed that it was resolved for the time being. But apparently not. No, she's been left by Tyler, so I don't know if he's going to be shown with the crows, or if he's just gone from the show forever, or if he's going to return anytime. We'll have to wait and see, though. But then Luke, he basically listens to the hacker's voice, and he isolates, he takes off the voice changer and stuff, they find out it's a girl, and I believe they trace it to this high school dance. Um, it was the high school that Batwoman or that Kate went to. So yeah, but Kate finds her, and I don't know. I'll talk about that part in a bit. Yeah, Mary is at her university and she sees Alice. Um, Basically, she's trying to talk to one of the professors about skin grafts and stuff, trying to investigate Mouse and trying to free Jacob and just get some answers, really. Um, but yeah, she sees Alice entering into the university, but she looks like Beth. I'll talk more about this later when we get to the end of the review. But yeah, I don't know what to think about this. We'll have to wait until next week to see all about this Beth situation. And like I said, I'll get to the end of the Beth storyline in this episode when we get to the end of the review, because that is the end of the episode. But yeah, when Kate goes to the high school, she basically confronts um, this hacker whose name is Parker Torres. By the way, the hacker's name is the Terry. I think it's the Terrier. I looked it up and I could not find anybody in DC that's named there. That's named the Terrier. So I don't know if it's an original character or if it's a version of someone else. I also looked up Parker Torres, DC Comics. Couldn't find anybody named Parker Torres. I think it's just an original character. But yeah, this is where I didn't really like where the story went, um, because it turns out it's just a high school girl that was pulling some pranks, and she was on the subway and she hacked the subway, um, to basically make her parents appreciate her, like because she almost died. Um, I didn't really like this storyline that much. Just the random turn it went down. Kind of reminds me of that season 3 episode of The Flash where there's the huge monster it was just a hologram, and then it turns out it was just some teenage boy. I know what they're going for, um, but I don't think they executed it very well. And Parker basically her parents hate her. That's what she says because she's gay. She came out as gay, and her parents hate her for it. So I don't know. Obviously, it's kind of political agenda in this episode, and they're kind of forcing LGBTQ themes at us. But I didn't really mind that part too much in this episode, just because it served the storyline, and I'll explain why in a bit. Um, it actually served the storyline. In Unlike episode 7, which I really did not like how they portrayed the agenda in that episode. I just hated that. But in this episode, I think it does it a little bit better. So, but yeah, she lets Parker go, because it's just a teenage girl. And then Alice shows up, not Beth, not the brunette Beth that Mary sees, but the blonde, psychotic Alice. She shows up at the high school and she has a fight with Batwoman. She knocks her out. She takes Parker hostage, and and then when Batwoman reveals herself, um, she forces Batwoman to take the mask off, and then she wants Parker to reveal that Kate Kane is Batwoman to the world. And at first, it seemed like she did actually do that, but she just sent a notification. I think she just sent it to Alice or something, because obviously she is a hacker. Um, but it seemed like she actually leaked Kate Kane as Batwoman at first, but it turns out she just called for help. She called 911, and then people came there. They arrested Alice. So Alice is in Crow's custody right now. Um, so yeah, that is kind of cool that they caught Alice, and maybe Alice will. Obviously, Alice is going to find a way out. I don't know how though. So pretty intrigued to see where that is gonna go. Um, but yeah, Kate, she goes back. Um, After this, she basically calls. I think she called Kara for help because she outed herself. Batwoman outed herself as a lesbian to the entire world, and yeah, uh, they showed a magazine article. It was Catco, and I'm pretty sure I saw something about Kara Danvers interviewing Batwoman. So I'm guessing Kate just called in a favor with Kara, and she got a cover page story. And something I noticed about this scene is that the suit that Batwoman wears on the cover of that magazine is different. Like her neck is exposed. I don't know what's going on there. Are they changing suits for the next episode and the next like the rest of the season or something? Or is it just for this magazine article? I don't know. But it just looked weird because the part where her chin is going down onto her neck, the suit, that part of the suit was like missing basically, um, like under the jacket that she wears, kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but if you saw the episode and you saw the magazine, just go back and look at her neck area. It's like exposed. The part of that part of the suit's not on. It just looks kind of weird, and I hope they're not changing suits. I think it's just for the magazine article though. Um, but yeah, Batwoman goes back to her office at Wayne Tower, Wayne Enterprises. I don't know what it's called here. And then Parker goes there, and they're kind of friends now. She's not going to be a recurring character or anything like that, but they are like on good terms. And then Kate gives her community service and stuff. And then Beth comes around, and Kate like literally grabs her by the neck and slams her on the desk and asks, "Who the hell are you?" Tries pulling her face off because she thinks it's Mouse or something, but it's actually Beth. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's a doppelganger from a really like parallel universe, because I'll talk about it when I get to my Supergirl review. We did get some doppelganger shenanigans on this week's episode of Supergirl. Maybe this is the same situation. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Beth is back, it looks like, and she's separate from Alice, I think. And it's not Mouse, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Um, yeah, put down in the comments what your theory is. My theory: parallel universe, parallel Earth. She's a survivor, came through a wormhole because that's how they explained it on Supergirl this week. And I'll go over all of that when we get to the Supergirl review. But yeah, a really solid episode this week. I'd probably give it maybe an 8.5 or so. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a really solid episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned. I'll be doing my Supergirl 5, season 5, episode 10 review. Probably today. Might go up tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get it out today. And then we have tomorrow Arrow's ninth episode and the Legends season premiere, if you don't count Crisis Part 5. But yeah, we got Arrow and Legends tomorrow. I'll be doing reviews for both of those. Um, yeah, just tell me in the comments what you think about this Beth situation, what you thought about the entire episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya.